If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. Alright, so I never really did like a follow-up kind of deck showcase on the Moja Cat deck that I won that tournament with. Basically because I felt like I'd showed the deck a lot on the channel already, but at this point I figure I might as well because I feel like a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, mainly myself actually, but other people too have kind of been sleeping on it and calling it bad or whatever. And I get that, you look at the Moja cards, you draw them, and you're just like, oh, why is this thing in my hand? I would rather I would rather have a better card and all that. So I can empathize. That being said, I do think the build is like better than we've given it credit for. I've been playing it a bit, and honestly feels like no worse than any other cat deck I've ever played. In fact, it kind of feels better than any other cat deck I've ever played, which is really weird to say. It's because it's like the Moja stuff. It does feel bad when it's in your hand. Like sometimes it depends. Like if you draw the right stuff in the right combination or whatever, then like that's not necessarily the case. But sometimes you just like open a hand with a Moja and you're like, man, I don't want this Moja in my hand. I could. We've gone over this. Like it's obvious, but I think that there is this like weird synergy with this kind of rat box hamster Raikou stuff that kind of gives the deck a deceptive edge. I don't really know how to describe it. You kind of have to see it to believe it, honestly. So maybe I should just jump into the gameplay. But first, let's go over the list I have right now. I am currently on 1, 1, and 2 for the Moja ratios. I think it probably is optimal. You can go 2, 2, 2, or like 2, 1, 2, or maybe 2, 1, 2. Like anyway, there just has to be two Moja, so that there's always another, or at least as often as possible, there's another copy in your deck that you could get off of Cat or the Beast Striker. I'm open to those other ratios. I just think it's probably best to keep it slim because, like I said, you don't generally want to open these Moja cards in your going first hand or whatever, or going second hand. So I think minimal on those, and then Airbelm 2 has worked out really well for me in just like every cat deck. Period. Unless you're playing some stuff with like spies or whatever, I think you should just play 2. Actually, like it's never a problem. It's basically never a problem so long as you play Triple Pot of Avarice. And if you're playing Cat, you should be playing Triple Pot of Avarice because, yeah, Cat just puts like 4 monsters in play. So, I mean, yeah. Monk, Sangan to get to the Cat, Gore's Trag. And then we got the Rat Box portion of the deck, which is the Double Rat, Trooper Granmole. Also can get to Cat, also can get to Moja. So a lot of options. And then I've gone up to Double Hamster to go with the Triple Raikou. Now, a lot of you might find this weird with all this shit I talk about Hamster, but like in this deck though, Hamster is a level 4 beast, so it's like it's got that weird piece of synergy. I mean it's a good card and all that, so you might as well play it. I think if there's any deck that should play as much Hamster as possible, it's probably this one. Like I said, Triple Pot of Avarice, Staples, and then Cold Wave Mind Control on top of the Staples because it's Cat. Charge of the Light Brigade to fill up your graveyard for Pot of Avarice. Book, Compulse. I'm on 1 and 1 of these. I think that's been a pretty good ratio. Then we got all the staple one-off traps with Bottomless and Double Legacy. I'm considering right now taking out this Double Legacy and trying to fit in Upstarts. Or like something else. I'm not really sure. If anyone has any advice regarding what I could take out Legacy for, or what I could put in, let me know in the comments, because I've been seriously thinking about that. I had like a Cyber Dragon that testing just random one-off Cyber Dragon. Second Book of Moon's another consideration. Upstart's a consideration, so just let me know what you think on that, or if there's some other card I'm maybe missing. I really like the monster lineup where it is. Definitely, I don't think I would mess with that much, so yeah. Anyway, I've talked enough. Let's get into the gameplay and analyze why Moja Cat is criminally slept on. All right, first replay. I forget, was this the one? I think this was against Blackwing. No, this was against the... Of course I got it wrong, right? This is against Machina Hero with, like, Crystal Seer. I don't know, pretty base deck, honestly. I gotta try me some deck with Crystal Seer, because that card's really cool. And a lot of people have been messing around with it, so... yeah, maybe I should as well. Game 1, I go set Sangam behind Torrential. I maybe shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should just set Raikou. But people always assume the first set is Raikou, so I feel like you should rarely set Raikou first. You should probably wait for them to set back row, then set the Raikou. So maybe this was correct. Maybe the correct play was just set Bottomless Pass. But I don't know, because then it's like if they set a Raikou, your Bottomless just get eaten for nothing. Maybe I could have just full passed, but as you can see here, that would have been really bad because we would have just eaten a ton of damage. Alternatively, I could have set the Trooper behind the Sangan, because then we're not just searching another monster to our hand. We're getting just a generic draw, which could find us a piece of interaction, which we're a little bit kind of lightish on. I don't know. I figured, like, if my opponent doesn't hit over it, we could just summon the Airbellum and sink, though. So maybe this was just the correct play. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it. Anyway, they hit over. I get Giant Rat. Now, I considered getting Rescue Cat. And, yeah, with King of the Beast top deck being really not good in a situation where I can't get to Moja, maybe I should have gone Rescue Cat. I think as it is, we just go Trooper hit over. And that's fine. This game, I'm pretty sure we just lose this because the opponent draws like 3 gear frames or something. It's like insane. So they top deck another gear frame, and it's like, all right. They side draw, so I'm like, all right, we'll just torrential this. This is fine. I'm full health. But then they summon the gear frame and drop freaking double fortress on me because they apparently already had a fortress, and then they searched another fortress last turn, and now they searched the force. So we just taken 6,800, and I think we draw another monster for turn or something. It's not good. What did I draw? We drew a Moja, which is... Yeah, we just needed a spell trap here because we've drawn like 2 trap cards and a bunch of monsters. Fortunately, the rat can help us stall this out. We would have had to bottomless this if they had done it in main 1, and they do it in main 2, and I still bottomless it. So whatever. Here, maybe this was too aggressive. Maybe I could have just set the Raikou. Because if this trap was something as well, we'd have been in some serious shit. So, yeah, we were relying on them not having an out to this call, I guess. Do they have a monster that they can just, like, summon Honest and we're dead? Yeah. Maybe I could have just gone set Raikou and, like, eaten the hand rip to try and stay alive. That was a possibility in that game, although I think we were probably losing that. Maybe a slight misplay there, though. On to game number 2. This hand, could be better, could be worse. King is kind of They hit into the hamster. I think I just got a Raikou here. Obviously, we could also get Moja and just summon King. But I think I wanted to dissuade them from setting back row, although we did have the MST, so we could space the back row, drop the King, summon Airbellum, rip. But, like, as it is, we could just Raikou, kill the back row, and then go Airbellum. But I think we just end up going Airbellum. And that's what happens. We rip a card, or like we put it back to top, whatever. It was weird. I didn't think they ever saw much of the hero half of their engine. No, wait, they did at least in game 3, I think. There's definitely a Stratos got summoned at some point. This is like the Machina hero deck. I've showed this off on the channel once before. It's got like the crazy Prisma box stuff going on. I think it was a pretty cool, pretty strong build. Definitely a little bit out there as Machina builds go, but like, Machina decks only get so bad, and I think this wasn't a bad approach. I wouldn't be surprised to see a build like this potentially top at some point. I've definitely seen some good players, testing it out. Anyway, we do flip the Raikou, hit the set Machina Fortress. Wait, do I hit the Machina Fortress? No, I think I just hit a back row and figured, like, this Airbellum's getting run over at some point. Like, this guy is puny for some reason, so I might as well just, like, eat the hit now. Then we just set the other Raikou, set the MST. They draw Gores, which ends up being very troublesome for us, making this game go a lot longer than I thought it would. I kind of helped them out here at some point because I think I Typhooned this back row. And now we go for Cat, and we drop the King. I don't see this Honest coming, and it messes me up big time. So that's part 1 of them kind of pulling this one back. We sink, we get Goyo, then we get that Card Trooper to our hand in case they don't attack. We can contact next turn. And then they do set the Phoenix Wing, which I don't know why they did this. Could have just dropped Gores here. But now they can't. So we set. I think they set Warrior Lady. We draw Avarice. Avarice just so insane in these cat decks. I mean, you just got to play 3 of this in cat decks. It is just awesome every time you draw it. I just want to see it like all the time, So we go for this Phoenix Wing. We get Phoenix Winged, whatever. Now they drop Gores. Okay, we get owned. I think we summon King in main 2 because this thing's just going to die. Obviously... We would maybe just want to leave it there if it wasn't going to die, because it could float into something, or his King is just going to get run over. Now we're kind of in a bad situation. We have the back row, so they sort of have to respect potential Mirror Torrential. And they're going to go for Stratos. And now I just like Synchro immediately thinking I still have Goyo, but I don't. That being said, it's still correct because we need to out their field, so we're going to Brio bounce. Here they have Storm into Warrior Lady, but now we know their whole hands. and the Crash with Warrior Lady is going to put them in lethal range for like the third King of the Beast summon here or something. I don't know. We summoned that guy a bunch of times this game. And yeah, we hit over. That's going to be GG. Game number 3. What happens in game number 3? You can see what's going to happen. Our freaking Raikou is going to get knocked, which is not a good feeling because we are on not a lot of starters. Kind of going second with a slightly slow hand. It's not the end of the world. I think we do actually... First of all, we rug the Stratos, which means we're not under any pressure. And then, like, one top deck kind of gets us out of this. And lucky us, we draw Giant Rat, so we're back in business. Like, the scarier thing is actually the Raikous or the charge in the hamsters in my deck are, I guess, dead now. I mean, the hamsters aren't dead, right? Because the hamsters can summon a Moja or an Airbellum, potentially. So they're, like, not fully dead, but it's still not great. Obviously, we hit over this knowing that the back row is Bottomless Trap Hole, because they accidentally showed it to me. I mean, we'd have gone for this either way, I think. Now, the opponent's on a kind of sort of hand. They are bricked on the second Nobleman, which... I don't know why people side multiple of this card. Once you resolve one, all the other ones are just dead, right? Anyway, I think we just like beat them down with Giant Rat. I don't know what to say. It's just like Rat beat down. That's the deck. They go Typhoon, summon the Gear Frame. See, the fact that I rugged them last turn really like kind of forced them to blind Typhoon in a suboptimal way there. For a play that's not even all that impressive. We're just going to, rat into rat, and then they can't attack it, or I'm going to go for a Rescue Cat. So I wave. They chain Phoenix Wing, which is the correct play, but unfortunately I just special summon Side Row and eat the whole field for Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Hit in for 3k, and there's no spell traps for an entire turn here. Now we go Giant Rat, hit over the Fossil Dyna, and that's just going to be it. So the other match we have is against Blackwings. Maybe a little bit more of a meta deck, obviously. Although, Machina variants are played a bit... I think, okay, we lose RPS. We're going second. We have a kind of... It's an okay hand. It's an okay hand. This is where, like, Legacy of Yada, I think, is... It can be good. It can also be questionable. I think going second, it's quite bad, just because it's so slow. I'm not really sure. In situations like this, it feels slow. We go for the hamster. I decided to just set everything and say, like, if you have Icarus, you're only taking out 2 out of my 3 cards so that I could maybe disrupt a Whirlwind, although... Yeah, they probably don't have Whirlwind, but I would at least have some form of, scary back row and interaction with the Typhoon or the Yada drawing me a card. But they don't have Icarus, so we're actually in a decent spot. We just go Raikou, kill the back row. Maybe I should have Raikou killed a monster. I'm not really sure. Like, I think we end up just like using all our back row and making black rows and then sitting on this Gores. Which I think, in hindsight, was the correct play, actually. They top deck into Kalut. See, I was playing like they didn't have that, because I thought they would have used it to get over my hamster. So we do kind of get caught off guard by it right here. The Dust Shoot, of course, a very bad draw. Just, like, not going to be live anytime soon. I set it, see if I can force some back row removal. They top deck Typhoon, immediately use it, so feeling good here. We would have died to the second Kalut, which is not optimal in the situation. We go for the Cat. Cat gets... Airbellum and Moja, then we just go Monk. I decide, this was probably a misplay. I should have checked my graveyard. All my rats were gone, so we just kind of got this like dead Beast Striker out of my deck, pitching the Heavy Storm, and in hindsight I probably would have rather just kept the Heavy Storm. Although it doesn't end up being the case. Obviously we can't attack with that this turn. Opponent catches that, so nice one. However, the fact that I have this pressure from the Beast Striker means that I think I just win. They should have summoned Sirocco and hit over it. They don't do that, I guess, because they don't want me gaining a bunch more life. But the fact that they don't means I'm able to just summon Moja, Special King, and go for game. So, yeah, I think this was like 7,050. Yeah, so it was like 50 over lethal. I guess they just didn't expect me to put 25 on the board, but like there are definitely ways that could have happened, right? I mean... Pot of Avarice, put stuff back, get another cat, of course, King. So maybe they should have just summoned the Sirocco, attacked, and then just to get another turn. Obviously, you're going to lose the Sirocco, and I'm going to gain a bunch of life, but whatever. Game 2. Man, it's so good that we have Charge here, just so we have, like, a second monster. I guess, like, if it was another monster, it would have been basically the same, right? But, it just gives you, like... an extra piece of resilience to dust shoot anyway. And we charge, get the Raikou. We have the Judgment. So we're still able to set a monster, set a back row, and storm the field, get rid of that Black Whirlwind, get rid of the trap card. So going second into dust shoot, like as that goes, you know what? Actually, I just realized they have Whirlwind Dust Shoot Dad. That's crazy. That's crazy that they had Whirlwind Dust Shoot Dad and we still won this game. Spoilers. So we kill the Bora, whatever, you know, they set bottomless. I think I should have just, maybe I should have just summoned this. I don't think it was correct to just summon this, because, like, there's no level 4 beasts in my grave, right? So it's just, like, pointless. I kind of wanted to wait, and then I just draw the second Moja, and I'm like, God, I'm stupid. Oh, no, I just got, like, 2 Moja in my hand. So they bottomless that, and I just say that's okay. I think let's see, they special out Bora hit. Now we go for a real awkward play here. Maybe I shouldn't have even done this. Maybe I should have just summoned Beast Striker attack, but although I would have eaten a Kalut and then lost. So actually I'm a genius, never mind. This was the correct play. What do you mean? It was like the best play to play around Kalut, and there are like 14 cards in the deck, so chances of Kalut are definitely there. At this point in the game, I'm just looking at the graveyard, I'm like, oh, no. They have Dad, don't they? They do. I can sense it, and then they do. And then we have to Judgment the Dad, which is, you know, it's pretty good Judgment. Fortunately, they don't have any like big follow-up plays. They just have to Kalut over my Black Rose, set the D Prison. So at this point, we draw Gores, which is actually pretty good at this point. We're at a simplified game state. They hit in, and now we're just like, please no Icarus attack. Please no Icarus attack. And there's not. So no Icarus, no consecutive Battle Trap. We're just in a pretty strong command of the game here. We do hit into the Dino, which is going to kill everything. I don't know why they brought in Dino. Dino's just not good, right? There's like a billion outs in this deck. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, they draw Book of Moon, which is, yeah, just not the right piece of disruption here. They need like things that actually get rid of cards, you know, like Bottomless or D Prison or Torrential. Especially Torrential would be crazy. I try to activate Cat, and then I realize I'm just like out of Cat targets, just fully out. The other Air Emblems in my banished pile. The Mojas are in my hand. The Raikous are all in the graveyard. But then we rip Avarice, so it's like, all right, let's put them back, boys. Put them back. They're actually on double Book of Moon. I don't think double Book of Moon's the way to go in Blackwings. I think Book, in my opinion, is like a one-off card. It's like a solid one-off card, but I would not play it more than one-off in the current meta. And I don't even think I'd played it all in Blackwings. I think I'd played it N1 in decks where it's like good, you know, like this one. Maybe 2 in a deck like this where it's good. But I'm not super high on Book of Moon right now. It's just like, you know, it doesn't actually, it's just a neg one. Anyway, we're doing Cat plays now that we've put everything back with Avarice. We try to make the Arcanite. They make a misplay here in that they book the Air Bellum, which they just shouldn't have done. So they activate Storm. We definitely, I chain the Typhoon just in case this is some kind of Starlight Road thing. And it actually turns out that's the case. So very good that I did that. The set is a Black Whirlwind. We just go Arcanite, kill it, activate Pot of Avarice. So we need to put, 2,000 damage on the board? I don't think I'm actually able to do it. No, but they just scoop it up anyway, which maybe they shouldn't have done. They could potentially have drawn a Shura into Gale into Black Rose and then like died anyway next turn. But, you know, still, you got to give yourself a chance, I guess, there. So we're going to take it 2-0 versus Blackwings. Yeah, that was crazy. They actually had Dust Shoot Whirlwind Dad. I didn't even realize that at the time. I was just like fighting for my life, trying to stay alive. But that's the Moja Cat deck. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. Like, honestly, I feel that it is decent. I feel that it is worth like holding on to this deck and messing around with it more in the future. If anyone has any ideas about that like whole Legacy of Yada question that I had, I'm just not sure how to round out the list. So I've been like sticking with these random extra cards. But if there was a like clean way to get to 40, I would definitely like that as well. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. As always, let me know what you thought in the comments section, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.